running somewhat smoothly here at Saints Gaming Live.
As much as we can, of course.
Yes.
So we're here with our losers finals. We have a best of 5 between Throwing for Keys and Vertical Horizon. Of course, you did just see Throwing for Keys on the screen not so long ago, playing off against Sorry Not Sorry, who are your first grand finalists. That is an impressive matchup for Throwing for Keys. We're moving on, game 1 of the best of 5 to decide who is going to be eliminated right here. And Chronok's going to start things off for Vertical Horizon right out of the gate. Compel going to be there for the pass, and a grand shot right on the left side of the net. They did not able to make the save. It's a little bit too far out of position. Now with only 5 seconds gone, they're going to be taking the lead. Still plenty of time to counter. Faded in the air, trying to get it underneath of Chronok's. Leather going to be the one to finish it off again to the left side of the net. They're going to find that equalizer in only 6 seconds of game time. Awkward defensive play there. We'll find left side of the net. So now 4:49 on the clock. If we see goals happen so quickly for the rest of the game, we're going to have a bit of a long series ahead of us.
Oh, yeah. Definitely going to be a high-scoring game, I think, here. Hopefully they're bringing in some quick plays here, and we'll see who's getting third and who's going to grand finals.
Luckily, we haven't had a streak of goals happening in the last couple of seconds. Will be Vertical Horizon on the defense right here. Leather going to be up in the air, bouncing off the backboard. Ace not able to make a touch of Chrono. Close to the wall. Keeps up field. Fusion going to be taking the wave. A little bit of a ping pong match is broken out on the side of the field. Compel not going to be able to break past Leather. Keys will be to try and keep the rest of his ball, but as far as we can see, it's been a somewhat even game. Faded with the flip reset off the ball into the maneuver around the last defender. That's a nasty play.
That was an insane shot from Faded there. He went up, read the shot perfectly fine. Got his ball, got his car around on the other side of the ball, got that flip reset. He tricked the defender there.
That is over a minute gone. And 2-1 in favor of Throwing for Keys. We're going to have to see if there can be a response from Vertical Horizon. Shot that's currently in favor of Throwing for Keys, but they haven't had too much pressure. Fusion does not have the boost of a double pass. Gonna be there first. Compel in the air. You have to challenge that, but he's unable to get the touch off the back. Horizon really putting on the pressure right now. Taken away, Faded. First counter attack going to take Compel out for his efforts. With a touch looking for the pass into the backboard. Great play. Leather going to be able to finish it off 3-1 for Throwing for Keys. Brooklyn just didn't have too much of real estate on that ball, but works out in the end. Now 2-goal lead for Brooklyn. Fantastic pass. Leather try and keep this one moving. Faded on the wall with the Brooklyn. The center often through their space. Will work out in the end though. First to the ball. Leather would be passing up the Faded down to Fusion, looking for the right side of the net, but a little bit wide in front. It's ready for him regardless. Vertical Horizon is unable to get it out of their own handle. Seems they had the ball right now. They'll take that one away. Fusion up high, looking for a double tap, but can't quite get the altitude. Send back the other way. That's going to leave it open. Leather not going to be able to make it back inside. Compel puts the second goal on the board for Vertical Horizon. It's a 1-goal game. Now there's over 2 minutes left to play. Passing that marker 3-2 still. Vertical Horizon in the deficit. A wonderful play right over the top there from Faded, not quite getting it off the post, and Chronox able to make the diving save to keep it away. Fantastic defense here from Vertical Horizon, but defense not going to win it for you here. Still down by 1, looking to transition into offense. Compelled going to be taking out Leather, going for the boost starve. We're going to have to continue this offense. Compelled now off the wall, but has the backcourt touch from Chronox. Can't quite get the read. Walker has passed. Leather looking for a pass out in the center. Shut down by Nades. A little bit of a double commit. That's going to be a waterfall touch. Not going to go for it. Respecting Leather in the net. Downfield. Chronox compelled. Both going for that ball. Fusion now has Faded to work with. Faded looking for the double tap. Just not enough boost in the tank. It's going to fall out to the side. Compelled. Able to get it past Leather. Now Nade's looking to get that third and equalizing goal for his team with a pass out in the center here. This one Pell, awkward touch, trying to set up one of his teammates or give them a reset opportunity. Have all of the pressure so far in this game. It's looking like it might be a win here in game 1. Going to try and keep it on the orange half. Faded just going to try and waste time with this one, tossing it back to Fusion. And that will be it for game 1. Vertical Horizon going to fall down here. It's going to be one game to Throwing for Keys out of his best of 5. Trying to keep this game going here as long as he can at 0 seconds. Fusion going to steal it away from him, trying to get this game over with. Finally, Vertical Horizon going to be receiving a goal. Although this one, an interesting play here. Faded and Fusion, I guess, a little bit of team play. And Leather getting it up on that one. That's still the second into their own net. Nice to see how they're a little bit on the friendly side, but Throwing for Keys will still take it game 1. A 1-goal game at the end. And just look at the scoreboard right here. We have 3 assists on 4 for Throwing for Keys. And of course, Vertical Horizon only has 2 goals hosted by their own players. Throwing for Keys were kind enough to give them a little bit of a consolation there at the end. But moving into game 2, Throwing for Keys looking like they're going to be the dominant team in this series, but there's still plenty of time for Vertical Horizon to come back. So I was waiting on the players to ready up, taking plenty of time as they see fit so they can get prepared for the next game mentally. In the meantime, let's just look a little bit at the save stats. And you can see Vertical Horizon led by Chronox on the defense with 3 saves and a savior medal at that. For Throwing for Keys, I mean, the real interesting part is they didn't really have to play too much defense. So I think the key here is for Vertical Horizon to try and break out of their own half so that they might be able to get just a little bit more offense going at all. Vertical Horizon just weren't able to get past Throwing for Keys in the offensive zone. Now looking at game 2, 5 fresh minutes will be on the clock. The players are ready to go, and so am I. Kickoff between Faded and Age will go heavily in favor of the blue squad. The result, the quick offense. Compel going to be touching up to Chronox. Cut to the corner. Nades, excellent touch right there, trying to get it out to center for a service, but no such luck. It off to the side. Faded now with possession. Plenty of boost in the tank over top of one, but can't beat Chronox in the net. Once again, the defensive tank for his team. Going to be keeping away. Nades putting off his own post. Chronox able to keep it out. And a little bit of unbelievable defensive play there for Vertical Horizon, but they make it work even with such unorthodox tactics. And now looking for an offense, Compel, pushing it down into the corner. Nate's continuing the offense, made it in an awkward spot, is able to touch it away right at the goal line. With just a minute past, Vertical Horizon definitely making their presence known on the offense here. Looking upfield, going up for himself. Kronox going to be too quick to the ball. Looking to force retreat. Fusion. Play happening right there. A little bit of a ping-pong match going. Vertical Horizon looking for a reset. Kronox looking for more. Trying to send it into the corner. Has an opportunity here. Looking for Compel. No dying Fusion. Moves it upfield. Has Leather to connect with. No touch though. A little bit of a dissipation of offense. To set up some sort of pressure here. Kronox over top of Baited. Not going to be able to get a touch right there. Fusion has to keep it away from his own net. Vertical Horizon on the prowl right now, trying to get something, anything here as we remain tied, approaching the 3-minute mark. Leather now pass out to center. Baited just does not have the angle. Fusion looking for a shot, but Nates is not going to be on the job, keeping that one out of the goal. Faded in midfield. Off to the side, able to beat one, looking for the ceiling shot. Does he have the touch? The ground pitch keeps it just wide of the post. Leather going to be the first one to put a goal on the board. 2 minutes and 58 seconds remain for throwing for Keys to take game 2. An interesting team play at that. You can see Faded in confusion. Both going for that ball initially. An excellent ground pitch to get it around the defenders. Faded really showing his mechanical skills here. Vertical Horizon will have to find some sort of response. And it's going to be Kronox who leads the charge. Trying to get this one into the opposing half. Even bumping an opponent. Not very point yet. Compel able to keep this one competitive. Looking for Leather on a bump opportunity, but this will not happen. Nates, excellent possession right here, puts it over top. Fusion not going to be able to get a touch. Kronox can't quite tap it underneath the crossbar. We sent down and away Leather. Now far upfield. Now Fusion in the corner. Now with possession of the ball. Looks like he might have a great chance going for the flip reset. Finds it, just tucking it into the left-hand corner. Vertical Horizon unable to get their hands on this one. And with good reason. Look at this man flying through the air, able to get the fake and the flip reset. Just a fantastic mechanical play overall. A minute and 56 remain. Vertical Horizon not looking like they're going to be able to make much happen if they can't get onto the offense right here. And it was one of their weaknesses in the last match. They're going to need to be able to do. Now Faded with a double tap as well to add on to his previous fantasies. Look at that. Seriously, the mechanics of this guy, just absolutely phenomenal. Able to do just about anything that you can imagine in the game. Of course, one of the highest level players that we've seen so far. And Vertical Horizon really going to be struggling to come back from this. But throwing for Keys looking very solid here in game 2, 3-0. Approaching the 1.5 minute mark. On the offense once again. Faded, dribbling it to the side to try and keep possession. Kronox going to be quick to the ball. We've seen him try to be the playmaker for his team, but now a free net all the way downfield. Nade's not going to be able to make it, and Leather, once again with a long goal, going to extend that lead to 4, and this is looking like they're running away with game number 2 with only a minute and a half remaining. Vertical Horizon is going to be in a very bad spot trying to make something happen here. But the shot differential has to be insane for this team right now. Seeing 9 for throwing for Keys, only 1 for Vertical Horizon. They really have to set up some sort of offensive pressure in order to break through. Compel almost finds it, but it will be touched away by the defense. Just too much of a brick wall to let them through. Now Leather with a shot towards net. Nade's going to be the one to save it away right here. Compel had the connection, looking for something in the offensive zone here, but Faded with a massive clear, going to shut down that dream. Now just over a minute remains. Leather Attempting a shot towards net, not going to happen. Faded going to be looking for another double tap, can't quite find it. Leather going for the slow ball, the finish, and Kronox keeps it out. An amazing feat of defense from Vertical Horizon, trying to convert this into an offensive play, but Faded will shut that down as well. Not only can he make the plays on offense, he is able to rotate back and keep them out of his own defensive half. And Throwing for Keys has looked great all over the board as we approach these final 30 seconds, not allowing a single goal in so far, and Vertical Horizon getting shut down at every turn so far in this series. Now Nade's looking to try something. 20 seconds remain now. Faded, too solid, going to be on the backboard before the play even happens to clear that ball away. Looking for a final shot in desperation. Compel at midfield takes a shot towards the net. Fusion is there to put it away off the backboard. Kronox can't quite get into the air. That's 0 seconds on the clock, and a 4-0 victory for Throwing for Keys is going to really define this series moving forward. They only need one more. They're going to be moving into the grand finals, and Vertical Horizon will be placing third. If they're going to be able to do that, Fusion leaving the match most likely for a car swap. But man, oh man, do they look solid. And you wouldn't think that Throwing for Keys would be able to be sent down into the lower bracket like they have been, but sorry not sorry, it waits for them in the grand finals should they make it. And that will be an incredible challenge. This is just looking like practice for Throwing for Keys at this point in time. Vertical Horizon not doing so poorly on defense. They've been doing a fantastic job keeping the ball out of their own net, but just not enough to keep Throwing for Keys at bay. We're still waiting for Fusion to rejoin so that way we can get started with our next matchup. I have confirmed that it is going to be a car change, so we'll have to see what he does. Of course, the Octane, one of the most meta cars, but it's not uncommon to use different vehicles. Dominus, Batmobile, might be a couple. But at this point, I'm not sure if a car change is going to make too much of a difference for Throwing for Keys. Vertical Horizon just has too many issues, and I have gotten a reservation error for the match. How unfortunate. We'll just take a moment as I get back into the match, and we'll be right back with Game 3 of this best of 5 to decide who's going to be moving on into the grand finals. We'll be right back. We're back. We might have game. Oh my goodness, we're starting things off. We're not even going to let me introduce this match. Compel already starting up with a goal right off of face-off. Looks like the players weren't exactly ready on that one. Throwing for Keys, Vertical Horizon, but we'll happily take that one. Of course, remember, this is a 2-0 series in favor of Throwing for Keys in this best of 5. Vertical Horizon fighting for their lives in this one. Compel. Look for a little bit more. Just that one goal, want a little bit of insurance. But Leather in a 1v1 situation, not going to get around Nate. Nate keeping the book competitive in the corner. Leather, no contact made there, looking for the center. Will follow up, faded in towards the net, gets it underneath the crossbar. The defender not in position to make the play. And run with just 4:33 remaining. Excellent angle right there. Using all the boost that he had available to him. Fantastic shot in the air. Unfortunately, the defender got a little bit scrambled by the goalpost there. The Vertical Horizon do have that one goal. They'll need to take that momentum and move it forward with this match. They want to stay alive in this tournament. Does find this one in towards center. Ronak wants to try and make a save. It looks like he had it out just a moment before. Made it. Put that right back in. And a great effort here from the defense. Looked like that ball was headed out. Just could not keep it away from Faded. Now 4:16 on the clock. Vertical Horizon now once again down by one. The death timer is on. If they lose this match, they can't score one more goal. That will be it for their tournament. Here at States Gaming Live. Trying to make something happen. Definitely Fusion. Moving downfield, gets past one and now two. Can't keep it away from the foul in the corner. Throwing for keys, heavy offense. Heavy offense, faded up in the air, looking for a bit of a cheeky angle, but will not find Infusion. Going to keep this one moving. They drop it to the side. Kronok's going to be following. Transition downfield. Vertical Horizon, not much luck in the offensive zone, but they have to keep trying, and they look to do so right here. Faded, a little bit of an air drag, gaining ground every touch. All the way to the orange corner. Bell connecting with Kronox on the field, looking for nades. Back pass. Looks like a successful play, but Faded going to read the touch before it even happened. As we pass halftime, Vertical Horizon remains down by one. Here in game number 3, remember, will be eliminated. They're going to be unable to score a goal right here. Negotiating his way around Faded with the ball. Players in the air on the blue side. Is this going to go unpunished? Capel drops it to the side, looking for the extra touch to get it in towards that net, but it will not happen. Fusion sends it away. That's going to be a save on the board. Fusion looking for a connection upfield. Going to find Faded. That one just barely wide of the post. Now Capel and Nate have to scramble to get this one away. Kronox with the follow to try and give this team an opportunity to reset. Almost that little bit of a scramble defense. Not going to receive much time though. Fusion keeping it more competitive. Orange half has an opportunity right here. Kronox trying to get a little bit of ground. Will not happen. Fusion sends it right back into the zone. This is still in a dangerous spot, but Nades will be first to the ball. Going for Keys, looking like they're taking a little bit of a defensive stance in the hopes of maintaining this lead. Looks like they've been successful in so far, but Kronox going to be threatening right here. Once again, though, Vertical Horizon is unable to break through the defense. And regardless of the fact that Thornton Keys is playing a mostly offensive-minded game, they've been able to keep almost every single shot, save the one at the very beginning off of faceoff. Kronox back pass finds Capel. Keeps this one on the side. Other not test that one effectively. Made with a comfortable possession, drives it downfield, looking for a connection. But finds nobody. Counter-attack coming out from Vertical Horizon. Once again, seeming to have to play a little bit of a defensive game regardless of the fact that Thornton Keys do not have possession on the ball, most likely due to boost starving. Because honestly, Thornton Keys is playing a much faster game. Vertical Horizon, not to be discredited, they've been playing on pace for quite some time. Clair playing their part on the defensive side, and now they might have a chance right here. Kronox putting it off the ceiling, nobody there to convert. A mistouch there from Leather. Nate towards the net, can't quite tuck it in under the crossbar. Still in the air. The last couple of seconds, Vertical Horizon light flashing before their eyes, and they can't make it happen. Throwing for Keys, going to take this series and move on to the grand finals to re-face off against Sorry Not Sorry. Good games all around. And oh boy, they should not be disappointed in themselves for that one, managing to get a lot of offense in a couple of places, regardless of the throwing for Keys. Absolutely tenacious offense, or sorry, tenacious. Words are hard. Once again, look at that. 7 shots for Vertical Horizon, and 8, or sorry, no, Caster Math, 7 as well for throwing for Keys. So managing to match it, but not able to break through the defense. We did see a couple of very excellent plays from throwing for Keys, and Vertical Horizon just couldn't match that kind of mechanical skill. But it was a well-fought battle, and they'll be going home with a 3rd place prize, which I believe is the remainder of with a $1,500 prize pool. So impressive. I believe that's going to be $50 for each player, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's going to be it for this series. Remember, grand finals, Sorry Not Sorry, and throwing for Keys facing off to determine who's going to get the majority of a $1,500 prize pool coming up next here at Saints Gaming Live.